I have the experience breathing with you. I mean, you facilitated the process, and I was part of a group that had these breath sessions with you. And what I noticed, apart from my personal experience where I felt really like newborn and my face was like, oh my God, when I saw myself in the mirror afterwards, and everybody else was so fresh and like relaxed and in the same time more alive. But aside of that, I remember very clearly, you advised us not to do it by ourselves, that it was a process, that you would say it's better done when facilitated, even though there are CDs and music available online that people can download or order. So why would that be?
Primarily because when we have a strong feeling, and especially a feeling of sadness, which we all carry, it's very difficult if we're by ourselves to not cry, to not go into that feeling, which is usually by a story. Somebody's done something wrong to me, or that person hurt me, or that person abandoned me, or that person was unkind to me. So there's always some story attached to why I feel sad. And it's very difficult to not follow that feeling. But through being facilitated, it's possible to support so that you don't collapse into the feeling, but that you just breathe through it. It doesn't mean to say you don't feel it. It doesn't mean to say that you don't sometimes even know why it's there. So that really is the difference. And because of the experience that I have to recognize when somebody is having a little difficulty and not being able to just keep breathing, and wants just to cry, because sometimes the feeling is very and almost overpowering, it's possible to just support somebody. It's like being a friend, to support somebody just to keep going through it. So that story doesn't have to stay with us anymore. It can just leave. And the energetic of that story can also be released. It doesn't mean to say that sometimes you remember it if you need to remember it. If it's an important story in your life, you can remember it. But mostly you don't even know why you have this feeling of sadness so many years later. It just is a boo-hoo kind of feeling, and it takes over. And if it has no importance in your life, why hold on to it? You know, so it's about bringing yourself into the present moment as much as we possibly can, in order that we can be alive to this moment and to respond to this moment without the history and the weight and the memories of what's happened to us in our life up until whatever point we are. Yeah.
That brings me to a question. Is it that the reason why we keep actually the group small? I mean, you asked us to keep it like to limited amount of participants, number of participants. Yeah.
I think for a beginning workshop, it's good to have it small and intimate. It allows for much more attention if it's needed to be given to each person, and it allows for people to feel safe in a smaller situation. Yes, it's about all of those things. Yes. Although these breath sessions can go into hundreds of people, it's very exciting. But you know, in the beginning, it's also really very nice and important that people feel safe. Yeah.
Okay, and also when you come, there are a few days. You're gonna be in Bulgaria for a week.
Yes.
So the seminar itself is for 2 days and 1 evening. Yes. So you have few days where you can offer also individual sessions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
could you say something more about that?
Yes. An individual session usually means that I can be there totally for that person, and I can be there from the beginning to the end. Sometimes if a physical sensation comes up for people, and this happens, I can use a light body work, sometimes just acupressure, sometimes a massage, sometimes just a Reiki positioning to help that energy get released from the body. So I can give, in an individual session, I can give much more attention and time to each person. Sorry about that. I just slid off the chair here. I don't know why. The chair just, anyway, go ahead.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be coming. I feel really honored to be introducing this work to the people of Bulgaria, or some of the people of Bulgaria. But I'm really honored, Sasha, that you invited me, that you feel that this work is important enough that you also want to share it. And I'm happy that we can collaborate in this way. I think it's really wonderful because of the positive benefits I know of this work, that it shortcuts, you know, a lot of the work that we think we have to do in terms of, say, psychotherapy or counseling or analysis. It just isn't necessary, because we don't really need to keep reliving these old boring stories. They're gone, they're in the past, they're over, and we just have to keep moving on with our lives. So this enables us to have more energy to be able to do that in a more excited way. So it's good to feel excited about being alive. So I just feel always excited to be sharing, really, to be sharing this. And as I said right at the beginning, it's an honor and a privilege to be supportive of people wanting to explore themselves in this way. And it's a great preparation for very deep meditation, a very good preparation.
I am very grateful you agreed to come, actually, because you supported me in my personal journey for some years. Mm-hmm. And I know that some of the leaps I've done are because of you. I mean, you supported me like greatly. And I really appreciate you supporting me to be really in this quiet spot inside of me and like not get involved in my drama. I can be very dramatic. And really help me like go really deeper, and like my silence grew out of the experience of your work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really grateful you can come.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm very happy. I'm really happy to come. It'll be a great adventure for all of us, you know, and that's how I see it, as an adventure of the life. And it can only go, you know, it can only be a good result. That's all, for everybody. The feeling of intimacy, the feeling of connection, the feeling of being alive, the feeling of the celebration that we are alive, is all helps the planet in a greater way. Yeah. So it's very good. There's lots and lots of different things out there that we can all do, but for me, this was like a secret, and I'm really glad that I discovered this secret. Really very glad. Yeah. And you, you know, if I just could say very briefly, it was a pleasure to work with you so intimately, because you had a willingness that made it easy for me to want to support you. And if we have at least just a little bit of willingness to explore the unknown, the rewards are just so much greater than we could ever imagine them to be.
So is there some final message you want to share and something we can say for last words?
Yeah, I would just say that if you're thinking about joining us in this workshop, that we will support you and encourage you and make your experience as big and as much as you would like it to be for yourselves. And I just really look forward to spending time being of what service I can to you. Yes.
Thank you, Daya.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you.